Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, back again for another NHL 16 Hockey Ultimate Team build. As today we're moving right along once again to our next to last final team-related team builds. As today we're going to be doing the ELHs, so the Czech League, I believe. I don't know. That's what I think I saw on Google, and that's what it said. I saw Czech in the name, so I'm assuming this is the Czech League for you guys. So if you want to go check out any previous team builds that I have made, links are all in the description, as well as the link for the entire playlist. So this is the Czech League. Once again, you're gonna have some older players here. A lot of these guys are very old in age, so around their upper 30s. I think a couple of these guys might be in their 40s as well. A couple former NHLers on this list as well. So it's a very interesting team build. Like I said, last time we were very upset with the Dell League team, or the Sim Liga League, I believe, or SM Liga, or the, I forget what league we did last, but I was very not happy with the team that we built. But this one, I'm having high hopes for, because I haven't played the games with these guys yet, so I'm just doing the team recap. So first off, let's start with the first line. We're going to have Martin Adamski, Yuri Berger, and Peter Kumstat. So we got Berger, who is one of the higher rated silver cards in this game, 82 overall. You probably have guys seen him in the couple previous games. 84 for skating, 86 for hands, 82 for defense. So he's a nice playmaker, it seems. It looks like he'll be able to deke very well and make passes, which is nice to see. You got a power forward in Kumstat, who's got some good hands as well, 84, so he can take passes. Doesn't look like he might be a really high, power forward. Oh, he's 6'5". Never mind. He will probably truck you if he can actually line you up. So that's pretty intense. And then Adamski's a two-way forward who doesn't really have really great defensive stats. All the left wingers for this team are very weak. Center and right wings are definitely the strong points of this team. So if you're gonna, I guess one of the tips right now would be to, if you're gonna use this team, try to stay on the right side of the ice. Try not to go to the left-hand side, because the left wings on this squad are not really too good. But Berger looks like he'll be a solid player. 86 hands, as I did say. And height and weights of these guys, 6'2", 5'10", and 6'5". Yeah, he'll be a good player. He's short. He's got good puck handling skills, so might get bumped over a little bit, but he's probably got some nice little speed and good hands on him. All right, on to the second line now. We got Rostislav Martinek, Leos Cermak, and David Hruska. All right, so we got two more power forwards and a sniper. Once again, a power forward with not really good checking. He's good at playing defense. That's about it. Cermak, the other only 82 overall forward on this team. So once again, he's got some low 80s for all of his stats. Another power forward. And then Hruska, as a sniper, he's got good hands. So once again, got some good speed, good hands on this guy as well. Another 86 for his hands. That's pretty interesting for him. Not really a good defender. He's probably very small. Yep, 5'11", as I assume. Cermak is 6'2", and Martinek is 5'7", actually. Wow, he's actually really small. 5'7". I think that's the lowest height in this game, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think it's either 5'7" or 5'6". I think is the lowest height in this game. So he's a little tiny bugger for a power. And he's a power forward at 5'7". Props on you, bro. I give you all the effort in the world. All right, third line. We got Tomas Rolnik, Victor Hubel, and Peter Jansky. So you guys might remember Hubel from last year, as he was on the one of the international team of the years. So Rolnik, a two-way forward, good skating. That's about it. Hubel, he's got some good offensive stats as a playmaker. That's about it. And then Jansky, a sniper. Same thing, good offensive stats there, and you also get some chemistry with these two guys, as they are both part of, I think it's HC Vidnatov or something along those lines. I forget the exact name of it. LIT is their abbreviation. So they are lit indeed. All right, Rolnik 5'11", Hubel 6 foot, Jansky 6'2". So you have a nice little variety of range of height and weight on these guys as well. So I'm assuming Hubel and Jansky will be pretty good. They seem like a nice little 80 overall pairing together. And then finally, on the fourth line, you got Lucas Krenzalak, David Vyborny, and Michael Repik. So I believe Repik we've used, I remember seeing his name somewhere before. I don't know where, but I remember seeing his name somewhere on this squad. But so you get chemistry with those guys again. Krenzalak, another power forward. Skating and hands are good. That's about it. Vyborny, another playmaker, so skating and his hands are good. Repik, he's a decent two-way forward. Around 80s in all of his stats as well. And once again, you get chemistry on your left wing and your right wing. 6'1", 203, 5'10", 181, 181, and 5'10", 180. So, like I said, you got a nice little mix of high, really tall guys, really short guys, and you got a nice little center core, I would say, up until your third line. I would say your third line is actually pretty good, but probably one of the tips that I'm probably going to suggest that you guys do when you play with this team on offense is stick to the right side of the ice, because all the left wings don't seem like they're very good. So play along the right side. All right, if we move on to the defense, though, we are going to have a very familiar face right here. Tomas Kaberle and Martin Falter. Actually, no, that's not wrong. It's Tomas Kaberle and what's your name? Frantisek Pajcek? Sure, we'll go with that. So, Tomas Kaberle, former Montreal Canadian player right here. As an offensive defenseman, got some decent stats, 83 for skating and hands, which makes sense. Checking and defense are going to be all too great. Not really a big shooting category, which is a little bit weird for an offensive defenseman, but still. Pajcek has got some good skating, hands, and defense for a two-way guy. Not good shot, not good checker either. 5'10", and 6'1" for those two guys. All right, second pair, we are going to have Thomas Kudelka and then Yuri Marosek. So, once again, another offensive defenseman here. No defensive defenseman on this team. It's all offensive and two-way guys. So, Kudelka's got some nice offensive stats. Looks a little bit better than Kaberle, I would say. He actually is better than Kaberle in the offensive stats. Only problem is Kaberle is a better checker than him, but I'd maybe move this guy up instead of Kaberle, but you know what? Use it for the chemistry. And then Marosek has got good hands. That's about it for an offensive defenseman. That's about it for him. 6'1", 194, 6'3", 194. All right. And then the final pair, we have Yusuf Arbla, and we also have Vyclav Benek. All right. So this guy has a shooting category of 68. Don't let him shoot the puck. I'm actually interested to see how weak this guy's shot is going to be. I'm interested to see how weak it's going to be and how inaccurate it's going to be. So a 68 for his shot. That's hilarious, actually. And then Harabel's got some good stats. Good skating, good hands, good shot as well. Got some good offensive stats. Pretty good for defense. But then Benek is hilarious. 68 shot. That is absolutely hilarious. All right, whoops, what were the height and weights on those guys? Harabel is 6 foot, Benek 5'10". Okay, and then if we move to the goaltenders, we have Martin Falter and Miroslav Kopriva. All right, so you got some decent goaltenders here in net. 82, low 80s on Falter, and then once again, kind of low 80s on Kopriva again. Only Kopriva's rebound control is a little bit out of whack, but other than that, still some solid stats around. Falter is 6 foot, 187, so maybe not. Kopriva is 6'4", 218, so I feel like he might thrive a little bit more than him. So, let's just double check through the offensive guys here really quickly, once again, just to show you guys their age. As I did mention, this is an older league, so their ages are definitely going to be a little bit up there. So 34, 38, 33, 32, 37, 38, 35, 37, 30, 32, 40, and 26. So Repik is the youngest guy right there on the fourth line at 26 years old, but then Kaberle's 37, 31 on Falter, 40 on Pajcek, Kudelka 28, 39, 30, 37, and then probably Kopriva looks pretty old, I would say. He is 31, really, but as you guys can tell, it's a very older league, so that gives me some ideas of how this team is going to play. So let's show you guys some gameplay. Alright guys, so let's talk about some of the strengths and the weaknesses of this ELH squad, starting with the offense, and we'll start with the weaknesses as we always do. So from our team build preview, I showed you guys that a lot of the players on this team were very old, you know, high 30s, low 40s, a couple of guys in their 20s, but most of them were in their mid to low to high 30s. So endurance and stamina is the biggest weakness that this team on offense faces. They do not stay quick, or they do not have very much speed or agility at all when it comes to these guys on offense. And if they do, it runs out very, very quickly. Fastest guy on this team, to be perfectly honest, was Repik on the fourth line. He jumped out there very quick. He did have some speed. And I believe he is the youngest player that is on this team, I believe age 26. So go figure that the young guy is going to have the best agility on this team. But yeah, that's the main point. Whether it's on your guys on your offense or your defense, stamina and endurance is going to be a very big factor about this team. So once you get an offensive zone shift with these guys and you spend a good amount of time in the offensive zone, switch those guys out immediately. When you're coming back to play defense, switch your offense out immediately. Come back the other way, switch your defense. You got to really keep on the ball with your line changes with this team, because they're going to run out of stamina very, very quickly. So short shifts and very frequent line changes with this team will help you maintain an average speed that these guys will perform. Now, I think that's pretty much the only weakness about this team, other than just the usual things that we have seen in the past for offense. You know, really not really strong shots, not really accurate shots, but they do hold the puck fairly well. They don't hold the puck very well. You will have to be able to get the puck to the one guy that's on your team, who I believe is 6'5", and he will protect the puck like it's nobody's business. So they do have struggles with accuracy on shots, and their shots aren't that strong, but they do have a good chance of shielding off pucks and not getting hit off the puck all too often. Their passing seems to be very good. Their passes, once again, are not strong, but they really seem to be accurate, so that's always a good thing to see. And then I think that's basically it with the offense. It's mainly just the stamina thing is going to be your biggest weakness, so you just got to make sure that you have a fresh line out there all the time if you want to have a good chance to win with the offense out there. Now, as for defense, same type of deal, the stamina. The defenders are going to get very slow very often, and they are not really that great of skaters. But on the opposite side, they do block a lot of shots. I saw this really good. I saw this really well, I should say, in these games with these players, that the slower your defense moves, the better that they will be at blocking shots. So, and plus a lot of these guys on defense are fairly big bodies, so they will not have to deal with pain after getting hit with a shot or anything like that. So they block the shot, get it out to the offense, go out for a line change, very quick movements with these guys. Fastest defender, I believe, is probably Thomas Caberlet. So, you know, a lot of offensive guys and two-way guys on the team. No defensive defensemen, but they do a very good job of blocking the shots. So that's the only thing you gotta worry about on defense is, once again, the stamina meter. And they do a good job of blocking shots. Offensively, you know, they're okay at taking shots on net. Nothing too strong. Just take very, very low shots on the net, and you should be fine with this team. Now, we get to the goaltenders. I haven't actually had to said this about the goaltenders and team builds for a couple of episodes, but these goaltenders were actually very, very good. The first goaltender, who I believe his name was, I am on the wrong page of my Xbox right now, Falter. That was the guy's name, or for the starting goaltender of the higher overall. Falter, he wasn't the greatest. So the opponent which I played Falter in was mainly going for a lot of pullback wrister shots like that, which could have been easily saved, but Falter didn't look like he was getting all of the shots. It seemed like he was giving up a lot of rebounds, wasn't really controlling the rebounds all too well, and it seems like he just wasn't getting a piece of the puck all too much. However, Kopriva was very, very well in that, and I would highly recommend you guys pick him up. I believe he's either 6'3" or 6'5". I think he was 6'3", and he was very, very solid in that. Controlled the rebounds very well. Had a couple of really nice diving saves in addition, and he stood in there like your typical gold goaltender in net. So obviously, even though this overall wasn't great, still the height and the weight still does have a factor of how well your goaltenders play. And these guys actually played very well, especially Kopriva. Goaltender was very, very good. So, nice, short, and sweet this time around, guys. Once again, this team played much better than last time's review, without a doubt. Those guys just were all over the place. But this team seemed a lot more better and a little bit more incisive. Like, you know, they seemed to know what they were doing out on the ice. It's just that they get tired very easily. That's all pretty much the weakness of this team I have to explain. Other than the usual, yeah, not too accurate with their shots, so you got to make sure you have an open lane. Yeah, their shots aren't going to be that powerful, so you got to really hope for rebounds. Oh, breakaways. That was the one thing. This team is I don't know if it was just me in this game, but this team seemed to generate a lot of breakaways, but since their hands are really not all too great, they were not the greatest at capitalizing on the breakaways. So if you are gonna get a breakaway with this team, make goddamn sure you're getting one of the players whose hands are very good, like Berger. Make sure you get him on there for one of your breakaways, because he definitely showed he had the best hands out there. But that's about it for this team. Like I said, stamina and endurance is your biggest weakness, so continue with quick line changes and get fresh guys out on the ice, and you should not have a problem winning some games with this team. It was very enjoyable to play with this squad. So thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe as always. Let me know if you used any players on this team, and then next time we'll be moving on to our final team-based team build from all the leagues, where we'll get to use the National League and the long-awaited rival of Austin Matthews. I finally get to try out Austin Matthews in this game, as well as some really recognizable players, former NHLers on that squad, and some really good players on that National League team build. I have very high expectations for this national team build when I do finally get to use it, considering Austin Matthews and Frederick Pettersson is on that team. So I have some very high expectations for that national team when we do finally get to test that squad out. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.